very interesting topic of India versus Pakistan at the UNHRC. So presently the UNHRC council meetings are going on. They meet 3 times a year, and the first meeting of 2021 is going on. And there has been a lot of mudslinging and a lot of battleground of UNHRC between India and Pakistan. Okay, Pakistan has been relentlessly trying to internationalize the Kashmir issue. They have been trying to raise the Kashmir issue on several international grounds, like the UNHRC, the UNGA, through the OIC, through China, through different methods. They've been trying to rake up the Kashmir issue. And India has also maintained that Kashmir has to be a bilateral issue. Okay, based on the Shimla Declaration and the Lahore Declaration, it has to be a bilateral issue. But this time, India went a step forward and it has slammed Pakistan based on its terrorism credentials. Okay, so India has carefully chosen words dealing with the Pakistan's leading terrorist bodies and how the minorities in Pakistan are being affected. Okay, so we shall see all those issues in today's class about what are India's arguments and what are Pakistan's arguments, and we'll also deal with UNHRC as a body. Okay, we'll see what is UNHRC, how does it function, and USA is trying to gain back entry into the UNHRC. We'll see about that. And if there's a question on UNHRC for your mains examination, how will you approach it? Okay, so we'll have a comprehensive sort of discussion on the entire international organization, United Nations Human Rights Council. Yes, good evening, good afternoon, Gokul Krishnan, good afternoon, Silambarasi, good afternoon, everyone. So my name is B. Teja Sai, and I've graduated from IIT Kharagpur, and I've worked in Bare Minerals for 2 years, and presently I'm working at Gradeup, teaching UPSC students for the past 2 years. So you can follow my profile on Gradeup. You can press my icon, and there's the follow button. You can follow me so that whenever my classes are going to go online, you'll be reminded of that. Okay, and basically in these classes at 2 p.m. classes, we completely analyze the international relations of the hour. Okay, the most important international relations. We'll do a comprehensive A to Z analysis of that. And the countdown reminder for you, for UPSC EPFO exam, there is just 73 days left. For UPSC CSE, 122 days left. Okay, the clock is ticking, and I hope you've started your preparation well. So this is to just give you a boost. Every day as you see this number 122, there should be that blood flowing in your capillaries, which will give you the motivation to study and perform harder. Okay, so let's begin today's class. At UNHRC, India has countered Pakistan, Turkey, and Organization of Islamic Cooperation, the OIC countries which are there. So India has countered all these 3 countries. Okay, and OIC grouping. So India has basically locked horns against the Pakistan, Turkey, and OIC. Okay, this is our diplomat, Mrs. Seema Pujani. She had made the opening speech. So she had told that all of these are words of Seema Pujani ji. She has told that at the 46th session of UNHRC, Ahmed Omar Saeed Sheikh, okay, Al-Qaeda terrorist Ahmed Omar Saeed Sheikh, he has recently been acquitted by the Pakistan High Court. If you're aware, he has recently been acquitted. Just last month he was acquitted. USA and other countries also gave a outcry on this, okay, about how he was acquitted. Can somebody tell me this person, he was involved in the killing of a certain US citizen, US Jew. Can somebody tell me the name of that person? He was involved in the killing of whom? Okay, yes, Ashni, that's how international relations work. But tell me how he's also called as Omerta. OMERTA. There was a movie of, I think, Rajkumar Rao. There was a movie of Omerta also based on his life story. He was involved in the killing of a famous Wall Street journalist. Does anyone know his name? Just tell me in the comments below. So responding to the comments of Pakistan and Turkey, India has told that we are fully cognizant of our human rights obligation. Okay, we don't need to be reminded of our democracy, how to run our democracy and the human rights issues of the country. We are fully cognizant of it. And India instead, it pointed out that Pakistan is the home and patron of the largest number of internationally proscribed terrorist entities. Okay, almost 126 individuals and 24 entities are sanctioned by the UNSC. Okay, UNSC, it comes up with resolutions and sanctions. So 126 individuals and 24 entities, they are presently in Pakistan. Okay, nobody knows he was involved in the killing of Daniel Pearl. Okay, Daniel Pearl, the US Jewish Wall Street journalist who was brutally beheaded. He was brutally beheaded, and the video of that beheading and the video of his last sort of message to US also was famously publicized in the 2000s. Okay, actually this guy, he was also involved previously in Delhi, in the Paharganj area. He had previously kidnapped some foreign tourists, and he had given out the anti-US, anti-Indian statements. Okay, he operated in the Paharganj area of Delhi also at one point of time, and later from Pakistan, he was involved in the beheading of Daniel Pearl. An Indian delegation also raised the issue of the religious, sectarian, and regional discrimination in Pakistan. So they have carefully, our Indian diplomat mission, we have carefully worded that the minority communities of Hindus, Sikhs, Christians, they remain in a deplorable situation in Pakistan presently. And even Shias, Hazaras, and Ahmadiyas, and these sects of Islamic sects which are there, even they face persecution. Even they face the state-condoned violence and discrimination. Okay, and we have also highlighted the issue in Balochistan. Okay, तो आप हमारे ऊपर एक तीर मारोगे, we give multiple तीर. Okay, वापस. You talk of Kashmir issue, we've talked about the Omar Saeed Sheikh, the Umarta, Daniel Pearl killing, the terrorism in Pakistan, the minorities issues, and the Balochistan issue. Okay, that is how actually the Indian diplomacy actually works. That is how, you also, if you're vying to become an IFS officer, Seema Pujani ji, she's actually an IFS officer. So that is how your passion for political science and international relations, that's how it will reflect. Okay, and this is India's stand also. So it should be grilled into your mind. It should be drilled into your mind. What is India's stand? So that whenever you're writing an answer, all of this should fall in points. Okay, if you write an answer that India at the recent UNHRC meeting, it has highlighted the issue of Pakistan and the terrorism entities in Pakistan and the minorities and the Baloch region, it will stand a huge impression for you. Okay, definitely you'll get +2 marks there. So we have actually responded to the Pakistan Foreign Office spokesperson, Mr. Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry. He had told that Office of High Commission of Human Rights, the OIC Independent Permanent Human Rights Commission, he wanted them to actually visit Kashmir and have a free interaction with the Kashmiri people. Presently, actually, in JNK, there are some foreign envoys who are visiting JNK that we've covered in another video of Pakistan internationalizing the Kashmir issue. Today's class is more about the UNHRC. Okay, mainly after the abrogation of Article 370, since then Pakistan has been trying to internationalize the Kashmir issue. Okay, and beach mein, India has also locked horns presently on Turkey. Okay, this is the new thing which has happened. And this is the thing which is important in today's class. Pakistan says since several years, actually we are fighting at UNHRC, but presently we have hit it out at Turkey. So India has told that the country has trampled upon the civil society, and Turkey's foreign minister, Mr. Mevlut Cavusoglu, he had raised the situation of Kashmir. Day before yesterday, he had raised the situation, and he called upon UNSC resolutions for this. And India, in turn, it has hinted on Turkey-Cyprus dispute. Okay, so India has told that, fine, you're talking about Kashmir, you're talking about our human rights resolution, but keep your house in order first. Okay, as far as the subject of UN resolution is concerned, we advise Turkey to practice what it preaches first by implementing the UN resolutions in Cyprus dispute. Okay, what is a Cyprus dispute? I'll also tell you. And India rejected the OIC's claim also, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, about which we discussed. It is factually incorrect. There are unwarranted references regarding Kashmir, but we are not anti-OIC. What we have told is, OIC has been continued to allow Pakistan to misuse OIC platforms to indulge in anti-India propaganda. Okay, OIC, which is actually your Saudi Arabia-led body, and with which India does have cordial relations. So we are not anti-OIC, like how we are anti-Pakistan and anti-Turkey, but we are stating that OIC is being used by Pakistan for spreading such malicious propaganda. Okay. So these are the main sort of issues which have taken place in the UNHRC. Okay, how India has locked its horns with Pakistan, Turkey, and OIC. And I would advise you, after this class, you can please watch the Pakistan's internationalizing the Kashmir issue. Okay, I have taken an exclusive class on that regarding the OIC and regarding the foreign envoys visiting the Kashmir region. Okay, that's another deeper topic, how India would respond to it. And a little bit about the Turkey-Cyprus issue. So Cyprus, as you know, it is a small island below Turkey in the Mediterranean Sea. Turkey is here. Okay, and Turkey and Greece, they are in problem here. Okay, like how India and Pakistan, they're an issue with Kashmir region. Greece and Turkey, they are in problem with the Cyprus region. So they have locked the horns in dispute over Eastern Mediterranean waters, mainly because of the rights to potential hydrocarbon resources. नहीं तो nobody cares. Cyprus में कौन सा अगर वो island है, अगर if they have ships, if they have the tourism, nobody cares. Main thing is the hydrocarbon resources and the continental shelves. So the Turkish Navy has held shooting exercises in the Eastern Mediterranean region of a place called Iskenderun. Here they have undertaken a sort of military exercise. So Turkey was actually divided in this way since 1974. So the upper part of Turkey is under the Turkish control. Upper part of Cyprus is under Turkish control. It's actually called as Self-Declared Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. Okay. And the lower part is obviously with the Greece. It's still with the Greece. And in between, there is a UN buffer zone. This is a buffer zone between two parts of Cyprus. So Turkey recognizes that Turkish populated north of Cyprus is a separate state, which is not recognized by other countries. Okay, no other country actually recognizes this. There's a UN buffer going on, and UN resolution actually wants to conduct a plebiscite there and try to get a democratic government there. But Turkey is against that. So Turkey itself, it is not doing justice in the Cyprus, and they're talking about India. Okay, and it's a far cry if you understand. Turkey actually doesn't fall in the proper Middle East segment also. Okay, I would classify it somewhere near the Anatolia region. So why it's being allowed to make this anti-India statements, so there needs to be a deeper reason to this. Okay, and this Cyprus issue is something which is important, which can be asked in our prelims exam. Okay, please remember Cyprus, its geographical location also, please remember, in the Eastern Mediterranean Sea. Okay, and another important issue which has taken place in the UNHRC is US will seek to rejoin the UNHRC. Okay, US had actually quit the UNHRC in 2018, 20th June 2018, because they had felt that it's biased against Israel. Okay, whenever UNHRC makes a resolution or makes a statement favoring Palestine, Israel gets worked up, and with Israel, the deep state of USA also gets worked up. So that was going on since many years. Since 2006, when UNHRC was formed, always there was issue with the US regarding the Palestine issue. Okay, and ultimately in 2018, under Donald Trump, US had quit UNHRC. Okay, this was also asked in the mains 2018, UPSC mains 2018 or 2019, I think 2018, there was a question on UNHRC, mainly because US had quit the UNHRC. Okay, so they had asked about UNHRC in that year. So now presently, US will seek to rejoin UNHRC. Antony Blinken, the new Secretary of State, he has told, yesterday he had told. So the US will seek re-election of the UNHRC as he humbly asks the support of UN member states. Okay, as you've been seeing over the past few days or past few weeks, I should say, Joe Biden's administration is trying to get back the multilateralism. Okay, the leadership of multilateralism, which US was trying to head, we are trying to get back that. We are making positive overtures with the Paris Agreement, with the TTIP agreement. So regarding all this, US is getting back to the multilateral mode. Rather than Trump's sole US mode, they're trying to get into the multilateral mode with globalization efforts. And as I told, US President Donald Trump, he had taken out US from the council as it was biased against Israel. Okay, and had members who were human rights abusers. Okay, whatever reasons it was there, now it is old news. Okay, now US is going to join UNHRC. Mr. Antony Blinken's words, he had told, "I'm pleased to announce US will seek re-election in 2022-2024. We humbly ask the support of all the UN member states to return to the seat in the UNHRC." And also in his speech, he also targeted 3 specific countries. Okay, he praised the council for the detat in Myanmar, the Myanmar coup which had happened, about which we also discussed. And he had raised the hue that Myanmar is presently part of the council. Okay, a country with such a worst human rights record, where the coup is happening and democratically elected government has been thrown out of power, why is it part of the council? So first he has targeted Myanmar. See, this is how you should understand the foreign policy. This is how you should understand the geopolitics. Which country is targeting which country? So, if there is a question on India's relations with Europe or Turkey, you shouldn't be caught on the wrong foot. Okay, you shouldn't be writing that everything is fine, everything is positive, the whole West Asia Connect and all of that. There are issues. Okay, in the UNHRC, there are issues with Turkey presently. And he also spoke out about China. So he spoke out of the atrocities in the Xinjiang region and the fundamental freedoms in Hong Kong. Can somebody tell me in the Xinjiang region who are the minority sect which is targeted by China? In the Xinjiang region, who are the minorities population? Tell me their name in the comments below. And third, he called upon Sri Lanka. Now this was a surprising move. Okay, he called on the council to adopt resolution in the session on Sri Lanka's lack of accountability of war crimes. Sri Lanka is actually, since the last 15-20 years, since LTTT, now LTTT is dismantled, the war is over, but for those war crimes, it is still being held accountable in these international bodies. So that is a big blot on Sri Lanka on international forums. Yes, very good. Uyghurs, Muslims. Okay, Uyghurs. And the Hong Kong democracy protests. So we encourage the council to support resolutions in Sri Lanka, North Korea, and also Syria, North Korea, Sri Lanka, and South Sudan. So all these have been named by USA. And presently also, UK and other countries, they're trying to pass a resolution for the war crimes in Sri Lanka's 26-year civil war. Okay, so USA has targeted these 3 countries, Myanmar, China, and Sri Lanka. India has targeted Pakistan, Turkey, and OIC. Okay, just understand the geopolitics which is happening. And lastly, what is exactly UNHRC? It's an intergovernmental body within the UN system. It's actually a subsidiary body of the UNGA. And it was established in 2006. Okay, earlier there was a United Nations Commission on Human Rights. So that was changed with a different pattern, like they have got 47 countries with a term of 3 years. Members are elected every 3 years with absolute majority. But the members, they cannot have 2 consecutive terms. So if you're serving for 1 3-year term, you can't be re-elected immediately. And it meets 3 times a year to examine the human rights violations worldwide. Okay, presently, this is the first meeting happening of 2021. It will meet 2 more times in this year. So the resolutions, they are not legally binding, but they have moral authority. Okay, and the General Assembly, via 2/3 majority, the General Assembly also elects it by absolute majority, and by a 2/3 majority, they can suspend the rights and privileges of any council member. Okay, if it deems that it is doing some gross and systemic violations in human rights issues, you can remove its membership by 2/3 resolution. For election, it is just half, absolute majority. For removal, it's tougher. A 2/3 majority is required. For example, Myanmar. Under Myanmar, as the human rights issues are going on, or as the coup is going on, now UNGA can maybe pass a resolution. They can pass a 2/3 resolution to remove Myanmar from the council. So those sort of things can happen. Okay, and there's also the UN periodic review. This can be asked in the prelims examination. Universal periodic review is given by whom? It is given by UNHRC. So it assesses the human rights situations in all the UN member countries by taking into information the different sources, including the NGOs. Okay, from NGOs, from various countries, from the World Bank, IMF, from various international bodies, it publishes the Universal Periodic Review. That is the flagship report of your UNHRC. And there is another body, please don't get confused, this doesn't come under the UNHRC. It is the Office of High Commissioner for Human Rights. It is a leading UN entity on human rights. It supports different human rights monitoring mechanisms, including the UNHRC. Okay, so it basically monitors this office. This is a different office. It doesn't come under the UNHRC. You can think that this is a sort of secretary of the UNHRC. And this is the one of which Pakistan was alluding. In their press release, Pakistan Foreign Office spokesperson, he had talked of UN Office of High Commissioner for Human Rights, right? So he was talking about this office. They basically monitor the UNHRC. Okay. And lastly, what is India's role? Presently, India is a member. Since 2019, we have been elected. That's why we are also speaking there in the Asia Pacific category with the highest number of votes. And Brazil, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Fiji, Philippines, they were also elected under the Asia Pacific group. And Venezuela was also elected. Okay, but Venezuela has a very poor human rights record, so it was criticized when Venezuela was elected. Okay, and Myanmar also is presently part of UNHRC. And regarding this UNHRC, whenever there's UNHRC, as we have seen how countries, they are targeting each other. India is targeting certain countries. Pakistan is targeting India. Okay, India is targeting Turkey. Turkey has targeted India. USA is targeting Myanmar, China, and your Sri Lanka. So ultimately, you should understand that all international organizations, international bodies, they're political in nature. Okay, so there is a political composition around them, and that reflects on what the bodies is doing and what it's not doing. Okay, so the bilateral relations between India and Pakistan, ultimately forget the human rights issues. What is happening, I mean, what Pakistan, when it's raking up the international issues between India and Pakistan, when Pakistan is raking up, it's a political issue. More than the human rights issue, they're trying to politicize the issue. Even though India and Pakistan, we have signed the Shimla Agreement and the Lahore Declaration, it is playing this political games. Okay, according to the Shimla Agreement and Lahore Declaration between India and Pakistan, the Jammu and Kashmir issue needs to be sorted out bilaterally. Pakistan had also agreed to that. But now they're politicizing the issue. Okay, India, of course, I mean, you can say India also is doing the same thing, but there is a difference between talking about terrorism. When you're internationalizing a country, a state which has to be done bilaterally, and internationalizing terrorism is completely different. Okay, that is how actually you should justify India's stand also. India's stand in UNHRC and the international bodies, we are also internationalizing things, but we are internationalizing terrorism. Okay, see, Raja Mohan actually says this, and you need to write this terminology. That's why, writing about international relations is actually very tricky. Many people don't get good marks in the paper 2. If your option is PSIR, in paper 1 in the political thought, you can get good marks. Though political thought is tougher to write, you can get good marks. But international relations, you read so much, you analyze so much, but you get very low marks. That is because of this terminology. India is not internationalizing the Kashmir issue, we are internationalizing terrorism. Terrorism is a global issue, so definitely it has to be internationalized. Okay, here also you can see the opening statements were targeted upon Mr. Omar Saeed Sheikh. Okay, about Omar Tai, it was targeting on the terrorism in Pakistan, which is fine. It is not a political issue. So Professor Harsh Pant says that to take out UN Human Rights Council as some kind of exemplar would be a wrong thing to do. So ultimately, you should understand that it's a political issue, and how countries go about it is your way forward related to UNHRC. Fine. All right. So that's it, friends. That's the end of today's class. So I hope you got a good idea about the UNHRC, its functioning, and India versus Pakistan issue. And for the prelims examination, UNHRC is very important. Okay, because now they've made such a serious accusations on UNHRC. So you should be knowing how many countries are there, what is the term of UNHRC, how frequently they're elected, and how they can be removed. Okay, now it's become a very big news. In today's newspaper, it was covered, and over the next few days also, you'll find a lot of articles regarding UNHRC. Fine. So if you like the session, please like, comment and share. We humbly request you again to please share the sessions. That is the best way in which this series can go on. Okay, unless you share, the series will not grow. Okay, and the series may not even continue if you can't, so we need your support where you can share the series and help the series grow. And for people watching on YouTube, you can also watch the daily free classes on Gradeup, because on Gradeup app, there are more classes. You can see on an hourly basis, we are having classes on the Gradeup app. Like this class, it will be conducted every day at 2 p.m., Monday to Friday. Okay, and we've made a small change also. Monday to Thursday, I'll take up such international issues which are mostly news. Every Friday, we'll have a weekly update. Because some smaller issues, some smaller international relations issues, they might get skipped. Okay, because I focus on one issue, right, in half an hour. So we're getting a weekly update for you, which will cover the gaps. Whichever international relations issues or bilateral organizations or reports which I couldn't cover in these longer classes, I'll take them up on Friday. Some of the students, they had asked that to make it more comprehensive. So tomorrow, for example, will be the first weekly update. So Monday to Thursday, we'll take up such issues of importance of prelims and mains. And Friday, I'll have a recap, what happened throughout the entire week. Okay. And for people who are not part of our Gradeup Super, presently for the Gradeup Super subscription, we are having a February Mela. And as part of the February Mela, you'll be getting flat 50% off for Gradeup Super subscription. Okay, you can use the code FEB50. So you'll be getting flat 50% off. You can see the cost of the courses for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. There are 4,000, 7,000, 8,000. But now by this February Mela, just at 2,000 rupees, you'll be getting 3 months access. Okay, आपके birthday party में you might spend 2,000 rupees, okay, with your friends. So, but the same 2,000 rupees, if you can spend on your career, it will give a huge kickstart to your career. Okay, just at 2,000 rupees, you can see the 3 months access. And for the preliminary examination, actually for prelims presently, we are going to launch a lot of courses. There are a lot of crash courses coming up. There are a lot of prelims revision which is coming up. So, and you can also watch these free classes apart from that. It will be a huge kickstart for your prelims preparation. So please go through Gradeup Super, and I hope you're aware of what is Gradeup Super. It is the one-stop course in which you'll be getting access to all the courses of UPSC, CSE and EPFO. Okay, so there is no need to separately subscribe to different courses, paying the different teachers, different material, different faculty, different subjects. With just one course, with just one Gradeup Super subscription, you'll be getting access to all the courses. Okay, almost 11 plus structured courses are there for you. Okay, already as part of the free classes, we're giving so much content for you, but you can imagine in the paid classes how much more comprehensive we'll have it. Okay, and there are also mock tests and sectional tests. And we have the faculty who come here for this free classes. We are the ones who also take up the Gradeup Super classes. You can see the faculty and the subjects which we teach. Okay, we have an entire team waiting to teach you and waiting to help you achieve your career goals. And also I would urge you to please join the Telegram group, Gradeup IAS Preparation. You can also join on at the rate IAS Preparation Strategy. So it is a peer group where you can actually talk, you can actually interact, and you can ask any doubts. All the faculty are also there as part of this group. You can interact with the faculty and you can connect with us on Telegram. Okay, and there are also live sessions with the faculty on the Telegram app. So please download the Gradeup app, practice topic-wise quizzes, and keep attending the live classes. Okay. Sheikh Mohammed Sajjad ji, abhi UPSC ka exam ka form aayega, notification will come, but still the exam date is still the same. Okay, it is still on 27 June 2020. They've clearly mentioned on the site that notification is delayed, but exam date is still on the same time. And from what we've been seeing for the last 6 years, there won't be any change. The only change would have been that last written test would have been allowed or not. But yesterday you must have seen the Supreme Court has given the ruling that for last written people, they have not given any respite. So it will be the same exam, same syllabus, so you can definitely start preparing for it. Okay. Gokul Krishnan, what are the books you should read for PSAR? There are a lot of books. I mean, in just one line, I can't tell you the entire PSAR preparation, but you can start out reading the basic international relations book, okay, by David Malone or Rajiv Sikri. The basic IR books which are there, you can start reading out for them, especially if you're studying for 2021 attempt. You need to start out your preparation soon, okay? And I think you're part of the Gradeup Super also, so you can just mail me. I think you must be having my mail ID. You can mail me regarding the PSI preparation. I'll be able to guide you better. All right. So thank you so much, friends. Let's meet tomorrow again at 2 p.m. for a complete recap of this week international affairs. Bye-bye. All the best. Keep studying well. Take care.